this thing is being sandwiched, but that doesn't make it a sandwich.
No, it doesn't. And an Oreo is not a sandwich.
Okay, but if it was a big Oreo, then you would call it a sandwich?
Yeah, if it's a multi-bite experience.
Interesting. Okay.
Now I want that to be a thing, a giant Oreo with written on its packaging, the multi-bite experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the good old episode 11. Put them together. You don't get 2, you get episode 11. And what an episode we have here. 11. It's going to be a great episode.
An interesting episode.
We don't have a real script for this episode, but we figured that would be the best. That might be the best way for just our natural. I got some dumb things I want to bring up.
We're just
going to go with it. He has no clue what I'm going to say. I have no clue what he's going to say. This is just
pure 100% raw,
yes.
No segments.
We have 10 episodes under our belt. We're just winging it, and I think that's going to bring out the best content.
I'd like to say I'm sorry in advance. I'd like to say you're welcome in advance.
Yeah,
this is going to be a crazy episode.
I am not apologizing for anything because I think this is going to be our best episode.
I just don't.
Now,
well, I can already apologize for the outfit choice, I guess.
Yeah,
I can say you're welcome for the outfit choice. USA,
very
USA.
Interesting. I've never seen that shirt before on you.
I found it in my closet. This is not a shirt that would be in my closet. I don't know why it's there.
That is something right there. I don't dig it. I'm not a sleeveless person, so I'm gonna say I don't dig it for that reason.
If there's a gun convention, point me in the right direction. That looks like where I'm going.
Oh yeah, but moving on. I'll start us off with
Travis.
We have yet to do any over or unders. Any like not betting, but are you taking the over or the under in this thing?
It's a common thing.
I thought of one that just I do it so much, and I think you do it a lot too. But it goes under the radar, especially in other countries. I think this is more of an American thing. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But over or under 500 doors held for someone else.
Lifetime in a year.
It's lifetime, and not like. Each door, like times you've held the door for someone else. Over or under 500?
Over 500. I think that's...
You think you're over? I think I'm over too, just because I do it. I feel like 50% of the time I go through a door, I'm holding it for someone else. And you mean
like I'm walking to the bank and there's a woman behind me. When I open the door for myself, I also hold it open for her.
Yeah. If you're...
Yeah.
Because that's... You're 19 years old, almost 20.
Yeah.
So this is
about
a year and a half worth of door holding, like you say, once per day. So it's a lot. 500's a big number.
I mean, even I went to my front door of my house today and I held it open for my brothers.
Today you're on the board already.
So, yeah, 500 is crazy low. I'm thinking
crazy low
for a lifetime.
In our lifetime, yes.
Oh, like so far in my life.
What do you think?
I thought you meant like before I died. Like
no, right now.
Okay, this is different.
I'm still taking the over because I feel like I do it a lot, especially even just like going to high school. I felt like I always.
I was thinking of school
and I go to the post office.
You would enter and go through a door like 25 times per day in high school. You got to be holding it.
But 500's a hefty number. I'd say most people are under, but I'm thinking I'm over. I'm thinking I'm close to 600 right now.
I think more people are comfortably, I can't say that word. More people are over than you think. It's a big number in the same way that...
I don't think a lot of people hold doors.
I don't think you have faith in humanity, man.
I
believe in the good of people.
I know for a fact that, like, holding doors for other people in other countries, it just isn't a thing. Like, that's not seen as a nice gesture.
It's just like common sense. Like, if there's a woman like 2 feet behind me, I have to close the door on her?
No, you walk through the door on your own, and then that's it. Like, it's not they just don't see it as a gesture. It's just, I don't know which countries. I just know that in America, that's more of a thing.
So what is holding
I
the
don't know my
door?
sources.
What is holding the door open? I walk to the door and I
do-
do the back step where I let them
That's
go
a
in
good
before
point.
me, or do I go through and I do the
You
little?
have
I
to-
hold it behind me.
I'm saying you let them through before you go.
Ooh, that changes things,
Because
man.
yeah, if you go through
That
yourself and then
drops
just
the
push it,
bomb.
that doesn't
Oh
count.
my.
No, you gotta. Now, if I want to make the number bigger, you can say if you hold the door open and 4 people walk in, that's
Nah,
four.
there's no way in school I would open a door and I would say after you, madam, and they walk in before me.
Really?
I wouldn't. I probably did it,
I do that a lot.
letting them
always-
in before you.
Yes, I open the door. I'm like after you. That's
I
people
will.
really appreciate that.
I will wait there like for a couple seconds and hold it as they're behind me, but like in school, I
No,
don't
I
remember.
let them in first. It's just people, especially if an older folk's coming and see me, a younger guy who dresses like an idiot most of the time. They start to appreciate the younger generations
Well,
because you open the door. For
I do it for the elderly all the time. I do it for women.
I do it for anybody.
I hold the door open for most people, but I do the back step for that prestigious class of the elderly and women.
Okay, so you're definitely under then if that's the case.
Back step only, I would say I'm under then. Yeah.
How low then? Because you act like you don't do this.
I mean, I have been alive for 19 years.
So long.
What's
So
the
long.
math? What is the door per year?
About like 1.3. If you did it every day, it would take 1.3 years.
Well, wait, no. Up in my lifetime, how many doors would I have had to hold open to get to 500
per week.
in 19 years?
Let's say you started. We're really digging deep. Let's say we started at age, I don't know, 10.
Yeah, what was the first time I ever held the door open? Like the
Like-
passing of the torch moment.
I'd say like you had to hit the age like 14 before you did it consistently. Like before that, if you did it, like people would really overreact to you holding a door.
I don't think
Like
someone.
this young gentleman holding the door.
Yeah, there's never been a kid under 10 years old that's held the door open for me. I would I feel disrespected? Am I the elderly in that situation?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know when I hold doors open for people, that's every time I walk through a door, I look around to make sure there's no one in a good 20-foot distance, or else I have to hold the door open for them.
Yeah, I hate being the guy that they're holding the door open for you. And they were generous. They did not have to hold that door open for me. So now I got to do the little shuffle, making myself look like an idiot. It's not a run. It's not a walk. It's not even like a
classic.
jog.
Everybody knows it exists.
And what do you
Just
do with your face? Like straight face? Do you like smile?
I'm nodding while I'm doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And yeah, it's an awkward situation, but you appreciate it. You know they're trying. So
It's
you
the
can't
most simple way to help someone, really.
you can't hate the door holding. I will take the next step in door holding. So that's where I stand. I'm over, you're under. Has to be the full open the door, let them through. That is the definition.
Yeah.
And I'm over. And I'm going to be, I think lifetime, give me over 2,000.
Well, now I'll always do the back step because I know in my head I have the counter going off on how many doors I hold open.
You got to step back and let them through.
Yeah.
Doesn't count if you go first. Doesn't count. But anyways, did you prepare anything? Do you have anything on your mind right now you just want to shoot out? If not, I'll hit you with another heavy hitter.
This could ruin my career. Like to my future employers out there. I mean, you told me to think of things, so I thought of things, and that one thing, it hit me. And I'm like, I need to share this dark secret.
I'm not ready to go deep. I don't know if I'm ready.
Am I the only one that loves smelling my own farts?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe love is a strong word, but I enjoy it.
To say that on a podcast, you are absolutely insane. No. Now,
But
if you fart, I can see wanting to smell it just so you can know how bad it was, but to enjoy it, there's no acceptance.
it's
to
like
that.
it's a guilty pleasure.
Well, yeah, it's not an acceptable one.
Someone else farts, and I say that's disgusting. I do it, and it's not nice of me to do it, but I say, yeah, that's mine. That's mine right there.
Oh gosh.
Because I created that, so I take pride in it.
No. No.
Oh.
Especially with your outfit right now, everything's just doubling up with what you're saying.
Yeah, this looks like the outfit for a guy that would stand by that claim.
Nah, man. It's okay to try and smell it just so you know how bad it was, but that's as far as you can take it. You can't have pride in the fart.
Even like when you're in your bedroom, like you never just rip
Alone?
it as loud as you can just for the sake of it.
It's a little different. I'm assuming that you're saying this is around people because you just outwardly said like, "Oh yeah."
Well, if I'm in
Like, you're-
public, I don't fart. No.
Okay, that helps a little
But
bit.
if I'm going about my business in the house, or if I'm watching TV on the couch, or reading in bed at night,
if you're alone, you can fart as loud as you want, but I would still not enjoy the smell. You can maybe enjoy the noise you made, maybe, but I'm not sniffing it and be like, "Oh yeah."
it's not the same enjoyment I get from eating ice cream or seeing
Well, I'd hope not.
a Bryce Harper home run. It's like that. It's that feeling, man. It drives me. I don't know.
No, man. Come on. All right.
You told me to think of something.
You thought of something, and you provided some comedy for some people, and maybe some pure disgust and some click-offs for others. But that's your opinion.
I don't go, that was good. I
It
don't
sounded
do
like
that.
you
No.
did. It sounded like you did.
But I'm like, yeah.
Nah,
Like, yeah.
you said I enjoy it. There is no taking back the enjoyment of smelling a
My own, though.
Yeah, I
not
understand
someone
it's your own.
else's. If you were to fart right here, I'd go, really, dude. That's
Yeah.
no.
Well, if you enjoyed other people's farts,
If
that's
I did
like,
it right here, I would feel bad for you, but in the back of my head, I'd go, yeah, oh yeah.
Like on a prior podcast, you farted and said, "Smell like popcorn in here." You
The
wanted me to
classic
sniff
trick.
that. You wanted me to
That's
sniff
the
that. And
classic
go,
trick.
Oh yeah, it smells like popcorn.
Why does it
Nah.
smell like popcorn in here?
Nah,
Ah!
that's just not right, man. I do not endorse the people who enjoy smelling their own farts. Do not support it. I'm
What
putting
about
myself out there.
Try the popcorn trick at least once. It'll make
In
you
a
laugh.
future podcast or just anywhere.
Nah, just anywhere. Just
I don't
a
know.
classmate. Do it to your dad. Dad, why does it smell like popcorn?
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not. As of recent, anyways, the stomach's been good on me. I think. As of recent, I've had bad stretches though.
Let's do an over under. I don't
Cool.
want to keep talking about farts.
I like over unders. Let's hear it. Doesn't even have it prepared.
20 farts a day. I think with my current diet, I think I'm over.
There's been days that have been over. I'm saying the majority are under.
Okay. But that's a good line, you think?
Yeah, that's a reasonable line. I think a lot of them you aren't aware of, so it's hard because I think people definitely have gas. If it was based off of gas coming out and that was defined as a fart, it would be way over.
Oh, yeah.
Because people, I think there's gas coming out where you don't even realize it. But I'd say for the most part, farts you recognize, it's definitely under.
Yeah.
That's where I would stand in that compartment.
I think I'm the over.
There's definitely been stretches where I was over.
I just discovered that when you eat a lot of protein, it makes you fart a lot. So I don't like that. That is one of the unenjoyable aspects
Well,
of
if you're alone, then you're loving it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. When I'm going to bed, yeah.
Oh, in bed, nah. Just sitting in a pool of farts trying to sleep.
Yeah, because I tuck my toes under, too. I lock myself in there
Oh, man.
with the chamber.
All right. We had our episode. We talked about farts. Let's
Yeah.
move on. I got something.
Done.
I want to propose this to Apple, the company of Apple or Android or whatever it is with phones. I don't understand why there's a 20% warning. I don't understand why there's a 10% warning. Just give me a 1% battery warning. That's all I need. Because at 20%, I'm just saying, oh, I still have an hour on my phone. At 10%, I'm saying, oh, I can still go 30 minutes. 1%, that's the only time I need to see it and go, okay, now I need to charge my phone. Everything else, to me, it's just...
What if you're not home?
Well, you can still have, I guess, a 20% if you want, but I feel like there needs to be a 1% warning.
There should be a 1% warning, but I appreciate a good 20%.
Okay, the 20% can stay.
It's like,
I'm
hey,
not.
watch yourself, Ethan.
I'm hating more on the 10%, I guess, because it should be replaced with the 1%.
Yeah, or like even 5 at least.
Yeah, just 10%'s too big of a number. I'm still pushing that as far out as I can, because I feel like that'll last a while.
That's a good
1%,
thought.
that's like, okay, I need to charge my phone. And this is probably a clear sign that I'm addicted to my phone. It is what it is, but I would like a 1% battery warning. Is that too much to ask?
That I see what you mean, but by the time it gives you the warning at 1%, there's really no point because you know your phone's gonna die unless you're
Well,
home.
then you can plug it in right away. For me, I see 10%. I'm just not going to plug it in
Let's
until
abolish the 10% and just inflict a 5% warning. I think.
only a 20 and a 5.
Yeah, 20 and a 5.
20 and a 5 is the way to go. You think?
Maybe a 25 and a 5.
25.
Because you got the broad one, 25, and then you got the down to the wire
There's
one
so much
at 5.
time left at 25%, though. Do you need a warning at 20? I'd almost say, give me a 10% and give me a 1%. Because phones these days last pretty
Alright.
long. 10% still possibly an hour. I don't know how phones are. Like, you have a newer phone than me. How long's your phone last? No, I guess I have a Pro Max, and yours is
my
the
screen
regular.
time is different every day, but usually when I go to bed at night, the phone will be at like 17%.
Okay. So
But
you go a full
I'll
day.
find time to charge it during the day, I guess. Do I?
Yeah.
No, I don't actually. I don't know. I'm not like crazy stressing about my phone battery, because if it
Yeah, I
dies, then I
never-
just get to enjoy the fruits of life more. I go
Yeah,
on a
it's
walk.
pretty
or
rare
I-
my phone fully dies, but still, I would like a
my
1%
phone was
battery.
dead last night. Yeah.
Oh, and you're coming in right now with like 40%, and
Yeah.
it's 336.
Yeah.
So after this episode, you could need that 10% warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out
Can
to LA Knight. You wouldn't know.
So
who that
maybe,
is.
who knows? Maybe I send somebody an email. Give us the 1% warning.
If you play your cards right, you can be like the next spokesman for Apple too.
Yeah.
This is Garrett.
And because I saw a video recently. It was like innovative iPhone inventions or whatever. One was like you have the windows at the top, but it's more a computer, I guess, and you can
Okay.
see which window has volume on. So then you don't have to search through the windows. You can just close that window and the volume's off. I forget the other one.
I don't
So
even
not
know
the greatest
this
point.
first one you're talking about, but
It's more of a computer, not a. Like if you have YouTube on, you'll see that volume's playing.
Okay.
If you're like, what window's playing music or whatever, then it, but
okay.
I'm gonna be the next one coming in with the 1% warning,
I think
or even like 2%, just something like you're about to die.
the battery is due for a good upgrade of some sort, whether it is the 1% warning or maybe they add like another color. Like it's gray, then it's green, then it's red when it's like 20%, and then it's yellow when it's like 2%.
Nah, that just throws off all like
Well,
basic understandings. Of
I
color.
I hate that it's red at 20% and yellow at 2%. It
Is
should
it?
be the other way. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why is it yellow at 2?
I don't
Is
know.
it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
2% yellow?
Yeah. Well, 20 to like 10% is red, and then moving down it's yellow. I'm
Are
pretty
you
sure. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think we need an orange.
No, it should be red before it dies.
Yeah.
Then go down the color wheel. Orange, yellow, yellowish green, green.
So yeah, that's my request,
Yeah, that's
that we
what-
add some more colors.
There's no way. I can't see it going from red to yellow.
Neither
That
could
doesn't-
I.
That doesn't make any sense.
And then that happened to my phone.
I'm
And I
gonna
was,
have the check now when I'm close.
that's got to be some sort of like brain trick where they're doing it to mess with my brain,
They
so
want-
that
they want
I
your
spend
phone to
more time
die?
on my phone. Yeah,
They want your phone to die. He's tricky.
because I
There's
feel
always
calm. I'm
something.
like, I got plenty of battery. It's at yellow, and then it dies on me.
Yeah, they're doing something here. Maybe when your phone dies, that hurts the battery, and then it's less span. Then you have to buy a new one.
Yeah,
They're doing something at Apple.
I still don't really get how I don't know technology.
I don't know. They're up to something
something
fishy,
time
though.
travel.
They're up to something fishy. Definitely. But I got another thing I got a great question here.
Okay.
Changing up here. Someone from my college told me about this and said I should ask it on my podcast, and
Okay.
I am. Shout out to Jandy. She's probably not listening, but
She logged off once I started talking about farts.
probably.
Jandy, please. I'm sorry.
Probably.
I'm sorry to
Anyways,
everybody, man.
A great question. This isn't an over or under, but maybe we can create it as that. But I'm just going to let you set your number here.
I will pretend that you are Jandy in this situation.
You don't even know who it is. But anyways,
I'm
how many
visualizing it.
random photos do you think you're in the background of?
Ooh, I like that.
Because I know recently I was in the back of a couple selfies, especially at
Not
graduation.
knowing it, like,
Oh, I knew it in that time. I was like, oh, they're taking a selfie, and I'm literally right behind them. But a lot of them, obviously, you have no clue about. And there's a story out there of someone who they got married, and then they were looking at photos, and they were in the background of, like, their husband's photo when they were 7.
dang.
So I think it's a solid number.
I've seen.
Now, it depends how much you're in a public area.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I am not, at this point in my life, I'm not at places often where you would want to take photos at. I'm not at schools. I'm not at amusement parks. I'm not.
Yeah, but even, like, all of high school, you're probably in. I'll count videos, too. Yeah.
So,
Or
like,
should we? Should we count videos for this?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because, yeah, high school, 4
If
years.
it's like a live stream of like a football game, by
yeah, you could be
technicality,
in the
I'm
crowd.
in the crowd. Okay.
He's very small, and you're probably not even recognizable in some of those.
I
But-
would say by the end of my life, about 350.
That's it? I think it's way higher than that.
I just.
Just think, like, let's say you're at, like, I don't know, some big event, and everyone's filming it, taking photos.
Yeah,
you could
no.
easily,
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
easily be in 300 photos.
If I'm at
if
like
you
a
want.
sports event and everyone takes a photo or a video of the play, that's just 50,000
Now,
people
if
that
the
got me.
If the picture is focused on you, it doesn't count, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but if you're at,
And that's just saying that they're taking one photo at that sports game. They're probably going to take like 10 or something.
yeah, and
So 10 times.
this kind of helped me perceive
What a
this.
stupid guess 350 was.
That was pretty dumb. But I recently watched a documentary on the Boston Marathon
I meant to
bombing.
ask you about these
and
documentaries. Yeah.
I was, and they had to go through all the photos and videos that took place during the bombing,
Yeah.
and there was thousands and thousands and thousands that were submitted, and of course they caught them through all those video things. But all those photos, you could have been in 1,000 of them, without. And this isn't saying like this is just saying like God knows the number, because obviously no one's pulling up all the photos. So a lot of those photos that weren't sent to the FBI or whatever, they're still out there, and it still counts as a number. So I'm thinking, I'm saying well over 2,000, probably.
With the sporting event thing, I'm throwing my answer in the millions. I think. If I go to a football game
Jeez.
and I'm sitting in the nosebleeds, and across the field is Gary sitting in the nosebleeds, he takes a video of a play. Gary, along with thousands of other people, now have me. That's thousands.
Well,
and those
you're not recognizable in that, though. Where is the line drawn there? You got to be recognizable, or if you're a pixel, but that is you, does that count? I'm saying you have to be able to recognize it. to
Okay,
some degree.
okay. I like that more. Well, then
'Cause,
maybe I'll
yeah,
just
if you're a
change my
pixel-
answer back to 350.
That's how big of a swing you're giving for that?
I would say like 1,000 then.
I'm not saying like fully, like you got to be able to tell. Maybe not like someone looks at it and like, oh, that's Ethan. But if you can tell it to you,
Okay. I would still say 1,000.
I'm saying like 2,500. I think.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, there's different events that probably racked up a few hundred.
Yeah.
Now most days you're not getting anything, but still those few events are really racking it up.
I hope I look so stupid in one of the backgrounds of these photos that the friends pointed out, like, oh, look at that stupid looking guy. They zoom in, they share a laugh, and I end up being like a highlight of that person's year.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because I look like an idiot. Like, I remember we would look at old photos in your phone, and at the Reading Phillies game, you zoom in, and there's that one old guy there just looking confused as a
Yeah,
bat.
and then at the bus stop, when we were in high school. We'd drive up to the junior high to drop off kids.
Oh yeah.
We would take photos of those two like bodyguards. I think they started out as a background, and then we started randomly taking photos of them. So
yeah, good times.
who
good
knows?
times.
Maybe to someone, we're in the backgrounds, and we're now a core memory to them.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Probably not. I would highly doubt it.
I'd say I gave maybe a couple people a good laugh.
With a background photo?
Yeah.
One that you knew you were in, or not?
No, not. I don't know about this photo that exists.
Dang.
But I've photo bombed many times, knowing I was getting a photo taken of me.
Yeah, and I think a photo. What's the question? How many? Yeah, it says random photos that you're in the background of. So I would say a photo bombing counts. Even
yeah,
if you know
I
you're
love
in the,
photo bombing.
as long as it's not like a family event and you photo bomb. If it's like a random family, that counts in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But so you said 500. I'm saying 2,500.
I said 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll see. And that's current standings, right? Are we saying lifetime?
I think lifetime.
Lifetime, but wait. If we're saying videos and we're counting surveillance cameras, then we're well over.
Yeah.
So are we just saying photos then? Because surveillance cameras were like...
I don't know. I'm kind of past this segment. My brain can't even comprehend.
I think we
Technology,
got to keep it just at photos, because you take
Yeah.
surveillance, dude. You're like, every time you go out in public, you're in a video.
I agree.
I'll say only photos. I'll go 2,000. Lifetime, I'm saying 20,000.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's my number. There's the answer to your question. So
I've been at a lot of sociable events for the first half of my life. I don't know why I said half, as if I'm living till 40 or something. But I don't think I'll be socializing as much in my lifetime spread out as I was in high school. Because high school, and you did all the activities and stuff, and you went on vacations, and I'll still be doing that. But yeah, so many photos just came from school alone.
yeah, and even
like in the cafeteria.
I keep bringing up new scenarios of where you could be in the background. But like, we are in yearbook club, and we're taking photos of a bunch of random things.
Yeah.
We were definitely in the background of a handful of photos there
Yeah.
for probably all 4 years. Well, I guess not during COVID, but it's a high number. It's a lot higher than I think most people would estimate. And I might even be less than 20,000 is a big number though. But I don't know. That's where I'm standing. 2,000.
Once we get over like the number 100, my brain just shuts off, and everything is, it's too much to comprehend.
Come on, man.
Not math, but like just trying to comprehend myself in thousands of photos. I can't do that.
See, to me, 100, not like mathematically, but just like, let's say people isn't as big as a number anymore.
No, it's not.
Because our dumb podcast can get a couple thousand views on a clip, and I had to give a speech in front of like 100 people, and it really didn't seem like that much. Cause I mean, not 1,000 people are fully engaged in our clips, but it kind of gave me more of a perspective that,
Yeah.
I mean, more people are seeing. You can really put anything on social media and get a couple thousand people to see it. And if 1,000 people are sitting in a stadium watching like that clip, you would be like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. But on social media, you look at it and you're like, it's not that big of a deal.
That's
but
the power of social media. It's none of it's real.
Super.
It's not authentic.
Yeah, everyone expects social media people that's what, if you cut a regular human in half, that's what is coming out. That's not the most figurative way to say it, but you expect to see someone on social media. That's what you expect the average American to be.
Yes.
But in reality, they have either special talent or whatever.
I thought we were committing murderous crimes for a second.
I try to be figurative. I'm not an English teacher, or
okay.
I probably should have some talents in that, being a podcaster. But yeah. You got anything? I got one more thing I can mention that might shake the world here, but I'll let you have a say
I had
here.
something come up at work. We were talking about what the best thing you ever ate was in our life, and my one coworker
got more food coming.
He was like, "Yeah, I went to Germany for a summer, and I went to all these incredible fancy restaurants and stuff." And another coworker, he was like, "Oh, that's cool, but I spent a couple years in Japan, and this one time I went to this market and tried this really cool thing, and I was like, guys, I have not traveled. I thought about it, and I was like, I legit think the best meal I ever had was at Friendly's. And it was that like buffalo mac and cheese, like bacon
I
melt
was there
thing.
for that, right?
Yeah, that hit the spot.
I'm a part of history, I guess.
So I'm asking you, if you had to think about it, what is the best meal you ever had?
I'm not.
And the meal, it's about the experience, I
Yeah.
say.
There's just so many meals to look at. Like, I don't think I remember.
If you can comprehend 20,000 photos, you can comprehend
That's
millions
such
of
a random
meals.
guess. Well, it's got to be something where you're just in pain, right? I feel like you have to be either like super hungry,
Oh, yeah.
or you're like freezing, and then you get a hot.
'Cause that's maximum pleasure is followed.
Yep, that's
Maximum
always,
pleasure comes after maximum pain.
Yeah, that's been my my theory.
I'm gonna get a tattoo of that right on my shoulder.
With that outfit,
Yeah.
that's the only thing you're missing.
Maximum pleasure is after maximum pain.
What's like the symbol in between that? Like a you got like a heart with an arrow going through it, or like an anchor.
A butterfly or something.
All right. The only thing coming to mind right now is when I think I brought this up on one of our first episodes, was when we were playing snow football outside your house. We come in, and your mom made us grilled cheese.
Patties and chicken. Yeah.
The grilled cheese and chicken patties were whatever, but for me it was the grilled cheese with tomato soup. I was just so cold in that moment, and what better when you're freezing than warm or hot, a hot sandwich and some hot soup.
That is a top 5 meal in my life right there. And I don't even, I'm not a big grilled cheese guy.
Can't even make it.
I cannot. I know how to make it now.
All right.
But you saw the photo.
Yeah, and it's not about the most expensive meal or maybe what is time in and time out the best tasting. It's I needed a meal there. I needed to eat, and you gave me an above average meal in a time of need.
Yeah.
So for me, that is what comes to mind, I think. I'm going to be honest, there's probably one out there that's much better, but that's what comes to mind.
Nah, that fits right. Nowadays, I would love a home cooked meal. I haven't had one in so long. I thought about that the other day, because I have since learned to cook, and destiny is now in my hands. I'm essentially making my dinners, and if I'm not cooking, I'm out buying something. But I'm like, Mom, Dad, just make me a good old meal, please. My dad actually cooks for me. I'm lying, but yeah.
Pay him some respect. Come on.
Andy, man, he cannot cook.
I will say we had our guest Swaggy on recently.
Yeah.
He was hyping up that soup. I thought it tasted like nothing.
I
man.
love his
I'm
chicken
sorry.
noodle soup.
It tasted like nothing. I'm sorry, Swaggy. But to me, hey, I appreciate anyone that's willing to make food for me. I ate it. I appreciated his efforts, and it still fed me. But to me, it was noodles and water.
My Uncle Erish just calls it chicken water.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry, but
Recently, Swaggy hasn't made it in a while, but Andy Goletz has taken on the recipe.
oh gosh.
And everyone in the house agrees he does not know how to cook to save his life. He'll cook a steak and it comes out gray. So yeah, I think this is when we all had COVID and stuff, and we couldn't really taste. And Andy tried making the famous chicken noodle soup. And so we take a bite of this first bowl, and they're just floored. Like, Dad, this is incredible. And my dad he went crazy, because it was the first time everyone agreed that he made something good. So.
And it was that soup.
Yeah, it was the chicken water.
There was no flavor.
It's the love. It's the love, man.
Well, you need flavor to combat with love.
Yeah.
It wasn't there for me.
I mean, what is there to a chicken noodle soup?
Some sort of seasoning.
Yeah, I see the seasoning he puts in it. It's not that valid. But next winter, I'm going to make a homemade chicken noodle soup. And I'm going to make my own chicken stock and stuff.
All right.
And that's going to be good. But before we change the subject, no disrespect to my dad, he makes the best salmon I've ever tasted. Like, I can go to any restaurant, order salmon, it's not as good as his salmon. So he can't make anything else, but his salmon is outstanding.
Well,
I eat it like 3 to 4 times a week.
As a prior Red Lobster what is it? What was he?
He was a Red Lobster manager.
Yeah.
He
Red
was
Lobster
manager, I think.
executive chef.
He was not. No, you got to go to culinary school for that.
Okay, but he knows his seafood. Maybe.
He was so good at that Red Lobster. When they opened the Red Lobster in Times Square, New York City, he was recruited to be the manager at that one.
Woo!
That's like
Andy.
that's like me going to the White House to
Yeah.
I don't know, teach Biden how to wear sleeveless shirts.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
The
Dumb
Times
comparison.
Square Red Lobster. Like, this is 5-star stuff
That's
right
pretty.
here.
He didn't take it, I guess.
No, he worked there for a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Living bougie.
Okay, maybe try and find a photo of him there, and I'll put it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it exists, but maybe, hopefully.
I like that he still keeps that stupid Red Lobster thing in
Yeah.
his closet.
But maybe I can find the photo of, was it Ben wearing it?
We tried to
Or
get
me?
Sean wearing it,
Sean.
I thought.
So I think
and he
someone wore it.
wouldn't.
Someone in our friend group.
That's when we were
in
all
high
going to
school.
Outback.
Yeah.
What a time that was.
But man, Andy Golitz, man, I love that guy.
We all love Andy
Everybody
Golitz.
loves Andy
He
Golitz.
is so
A great guy.
Yeah.
And that's Ethan's dad. We call him Andy. That's Ethan's father.
The Father's Day is coming up soon, and we're still doing
Yeah.
that Father's Day episode.
I told my dad
So you guys will
about it.
get to meet Andy Golitz.
Yeah, we got to go through with that. On Father's Day, our plan is to release an episode without us. Taking over Ethan will be Andy. Taking over me will be Coach Matt, which is our fathers.
Yes. We'll give them a
great-
script, but we're not going to be present. We're not even going to be watching over them. We're going to like go leave for an hour and like play mini golf while they just record or something.
See
And we'll
what
come
happens.
back. Hopefully they'll still be alive. Best bros hugging it out and stuff.
That'll be
They
something.
go way back with Little League. They're
Yeah, they
bros.
got a little friendship, so it should be a good episode.
I cannot wait for that.
But on the topic of food, this is actually my fourth and last thing I prepared. I have some others in the chamber if we
Okay.
need them, but I think we're looking good on time. But on the topic of food, something that's very underrated, and that is cold cheesesteaks. Take a average to below average cheesesteak, put it in the fridge, and then eat it. So good. So good.
It's not bad, but when something
is
is
so
cold,
good.
the
It-
flavors are dulled, aren't
not,
they?
Not with a cheesesteak. And it has to be my only experience. This is what I
Scotty's.
call a local cheesesteak. Not just Scotty's, no. But it has to be a local cheesesteak. I can't say a Philly cheesesteak. A local cheesesteak for me is cheese and sauce. No onions. That's a local. But you go to Philly, you need Whiz Wit. That's standard. You got to get Whiz Wit, which is
Interesting.
cheese whiz and onions.
Ironic you say that, considering that the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia doesn't even use Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, it does.
No?
What did I say the best was?
You like Tony Luke's?
It's the original.
Where,
Tony and
we
Nick's.
went for the Chili Peppers concert?
Yeah, that's Whiz.
That is not the best, though. That is not the
Well,
best.
that's my
That-
favorite, and that's Whiz Wit.
You need to try Angelo's.
I do need to try it. I haven't been around too much.
It is.
I don't have the greatest cheesesteak knowledge in Philly because it's either Tony and Nick's or Tony Luke's, the original location,
Really good.
or I go down with Kyle and they get D'Alessandro's and they
yeah.
take it home.
Dog food.
It's not bad, but they take it home over an hour drive and then eat it. At
That
that point,
is-
it's kind of soggy. It's not super hot.
No way I'm not eating that thing in the car.
It's still good, but it's not the best cheesesteak. I can definitely say that.
Angelo's, I almost dislike it because of how perfect it is. Like, there's not like a flaw
Yeah,
to make the other
you did
things
the
so much
cheesesteak-
better.
You did a cheesesteak marathon. You've
That
been
was
around.
awesome. Yeah,
You've been around.
It was split into 2 days, but we went to Philly, tried all the cheesesteak spots there was to try.
So,
We chose.
yeah,
John's roast pork and Angelo's are the best. Back to your thing though, cold cheesesteaks.
that's a valid take. I don't know the places, but you tried them. Now, have you tried the Jalen Hurts cheesesteak?
What is the Jalen Hurts cheesesteak?
At some place. I don't even know what's on it, but
I
he
don't-
has a cheesesteak in Philly now.
I don't think so. But I don't get onions on my cheesesteak. So my opinion is
What do
my
you get?
opinion was never valid in the first place, but now it's like particularly invalid.
It was pretty valid because you tried a lot and you
Okay.
ranked them all and stuff. But what do you get on it then? Just cheese?
Well, most of the time I have to share it with family because I can't just eat a whole cheesesteak and then
Yeah.
go to the next spot and eat a whole cheesesteak.
Yeah.
the majority wants it to be American cheese. I don't have
So just cheese then?
just meat and American
American.
cheese.
Not even like
Provolone.
no.
I don't like
like
provolone. They say provolone's the best.
Like I don't even know my cheeses. Was it like a sharp cheddar or
I don't think that's an option, really.
what is it called? I don't remember. There's a cheese on the tip of my tongue I can't think of, but to me everyone wants to they overdo the cheesesteak. Whiz is the best cheese. Yes, I know it's in a can.
I like the whiz.
Just because it's unhealthy and cheap, it's still the best.
That's what a cheesesteak is. Embrace it, man.
Yeah, that's what the Philly cheesesteak is. No need to try and get fancy with these real cheeses. Give me the nasty canned cheese. That's the best.
I'm not against this idea of a cold cheesesteak though, because every time I have tried heating up a cheesesteak, it's like microwaving the lasagna.
Yeah.
You throw it in the toaster oven, you burn the bread, and the center of the meat is all compiled and cheesy. It's as cold as a brick. Cold and hard
Look,
like a brick.
I've done this with 2 cheesesteak places. One was Scotty's in Boyertown,
Yeah.
and the other one was another place in Boyertown. I think Joe's Pizza or I don't even know. But Scotty's is amazing, hot or cold.
I did like Scotty's.
So now Scotty's, I'm gonna eat it in its regular form, which is hot, unless I have leftovers. Then, like you said, heating it up, it's hard to do.
It
right.
is
Now,
brain surgery.
Scotty's is good enough where you can heat it up and it's still amazing. But I had Joe's. Let's just call it Joe's. I could be wrong. And eating it as it out of the oven when I first got it, it wasn't that good. And I'm like, well. And I bought 2 larges, which was like $40. They were massive. So I had all these leftovers, and I took it home and then I ate it cold, and it was so good.
It was better cold.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's a average to below average cheesesteak.
So
when
maybe
it was cold.
Yeah, maybe the flavor was just so bad that when the flavors were dulled, it tasted better.
I don't know. It wasn't anything special. But once it was cold, and this is with, again, cheese and sauce, so red sauce.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 ingredients that cold, you eat it. I think it's amazing. Something that is under the radar for sure.
Well, for the first thing, I never let cheese steaks get to the point where they sit in my fridge. I just eat them immediately. But
Well, I always get a large, which is not enough in one sit. Or you're not eating.
how
that in
big
one
is
sit.
the large? Wow. Okay. Wow. Do you know Italian Delight?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a cheesesteak there?
No.
They used to have large cheesesteaks. I believe they were like 28 inches long.
I believe
It was the longest
That's
cheesesteak I've ever
Joe's-
seen.
The Joe's ones were probably up there.
Wow. Like this long? Or
Yeah, no, they were massive.
dang, I have a photo.
They
We
probably
can throw
were.
that photo up there because I am very
You
fat.
gotta send
in
them
it.
to me,
Yeah.
because I gotta edit this thing in like a day.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a funny photo though, because I'm just fat there with my cheesesteak. But
Yeah, but try it sometime. Now, I'm not suggesting this for the Philly cheesesteak. Those are, if you get the right one, eat it in its purest form. But if you're in an hour away from Philly, maybe you're not even you're probably not even in PA unless you're a friend, family, whatever. But try getting a cheesesteak, cheese and sauce. Eat half of it, put the other in the fridge, and eat it as like a midnight snack. It's so good. So good.
midnight snack.
Don't hate on the midnight snack.
A midnight snack every once in a while is some
Yeah,
of the
don't
best
overdo
things
it.
in life.
You can't overdo the midnight snack because it's not healthy, but sometimes, man,
I
it's
think
good.
a cheesesteak is overdoing it a little bit though.
Depends how much.
Okay, yeah. If it's like half, that's okay.
Yeah. But
Do you have any other thoughts? I can try
I'll
to
bring out-
drain one out.
I got one more. I had it on in my phone notes. I didn't prepare it for this, but
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with you.
Okay.
So I'm trying to understand what you can define as a sandwich. So I'm gonna ask.
What was I talking about with my dad?
And now I'm not
yesterday?
saying like hot dog. Is this a sandwich or is it not a sandwich? I have another one for you, and that is an Oreo. Is an Oreo a sandwich? Can a cookie be a sandwich? I understand it's sandwiched between 2 cookies, but
Jeez,
can you call
Garrett.
that a sandwich? I feel like it's more of like, yeah, it's sandwiched.
I
but you
mean, what's
can't
the
say it's
difference between
a-
an Oreo and an ice cream sandwich? It's a cookie on the outside with
Yeah,
the
but
cream
is
on the inside.
just because they call it an ice cream sandwich, is it a sandwich?
An Oreo is not a sandwich because of how small it is. A sandwich is an experience. I can eat I can eat an Oreo in one bite. I cannot eat a sandwich in one bite.
So, to be a sandwich, it must be over a bite.
Yes, it has to be a multi-bite experience.
And it has to be a food. You can't say, I don't know, a book is a sandwich. I can't. Anything that has the same layer, top, bottom, and then something in the middle. I'm trying to think of like a real life sandwich. But
The only exception is the knuckle sandwich. Like, how is this a sandwich?
yeah.
Like,
What
who
does that
thought
have to
of
do with-
that?
That's a good point.
This is like,
Knuckle sandwich has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the sandwich. Looking around my room, is there anything with sandwich-like qualities? I can only think of a book, but that's like the same thing as.
it can be used in a metaphor. Like, if I do this, I'm sandwiching the paper together
Yeah.
with my pens.
But that doesn't make that object a sandwich.
No, it's just being sandwiched.
Yeah. Same. That's like the same thing
It's
with
like
a cookie. in my
saying
opinion.
like, no, that's not a PG thought. No.
Yeah, but it's to me. You
Shout
can say
out to
yes.
Ray Rice.
Gosh. But yeah, it's this thing is being sandwiched, but that doesn't make it a
No,
sandwich.
it doesn't. And an Oreo is not a sandwich.
Okay, but if it was a big Oreo, then you would call it a sandwich.
Yeah, if it's a multi-bite experience.
Interesting. Okay.
Now I want that to be a thing. A giant Oreo with written on its packaging, the multi-bite experience.
That can be Kyle, our good friend Kyle's next business.
Marketing thing? Yeah.
Market a big Oreo for us, Kyle.
That would be so good.
People would buy
That
it.
w- that
Why don't they do more dumb stuff like
that could be a healthy option too, because I've eaten so many Oreos to the point where I can like eat like half a container and feel not so good. If I end up eating the larger Oreo, that could stuff me, and I'll be like, okay, I'm done. And in total, I will have eaten less with the Oreo sandwich.
I don't know about that one. How big how big are you saying the sandwich should be? An Oreo sandwich. Like bigger than this?
Oh yeah,
Jeez. That's big.
that's
that's-
like an Oreo.
that's-
That's a slider. The
That's a
I
cookie.
want two hands to hold this thing.
Sound effects.
I would say a little bit bigger, roughly the size of the circumference of that lamp shade right there.
So like this,
Smaller than that. Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
just a little smaller in my head. That's like that's like 1,500 calories.
There have been times I've eaten close to that, just off of regular Oreos.
Yeah, I
Those
had some,
Oreos that they made, each one Oreo is like 200
If
calories.
you want, just to visualize, I have some Oreos right over there, double stuff.
Don't even tell me that, man. Don't
They're
even
vanilla.
tell me that.
I
Oh
don't
my-
know if you're a vanilla guy.
Like normal?
They're vanilla Oreos, not chocolate. The cookie.
Oh.
So maybe you're not tempted. But we
I
have
always
Oreos on
hated
hand.
them, but recently I've come around. I love them.
I don't know
Oreos-
why I have vanilla ones over there, but
Dude,
as a kid, there's a photo of me somewhere just peeling all, like, I'm talking 4 or 5 years old, just taking like a bunch of taking them apart and just
Oh
eating
my
the,
goodness.
eating the cream.
I was never one of the cream eaters. I'll tell you.
Well, a 4 or 5 year old, it
Yeah.
is what it is, but now I'm not.
Oreos are my favorite thing. I love them. I love them.
Do you want to
love
do you want to
them. I
end
love
on
them. I
your
love
love for
them.
Oreos?
We're at 48. Is there anything else we can talk about?
Bible verse, unless you have something.
I'm trying.
I'm
to
not
just
sure. We don't
drain
need to
out-
push it. We don't need to push it. This is what I think my ideal time is for an episode.
Just because I'm thinking this long, I need to say something, so I'll give you a
He's
would
gonna
you
say-
rather. I'll give
gonna
you a
say
simple
something
would
dumb.
you rather.
All right, one would you rather, and let's wrap this up. It's gonna be
Dude,
dumb.
I can't even think of one.
It's gonna be so dumb.
I can't even think of one. You're gonna have to edit this out. Okay, let's just end of the episode. I'll do the Bible verse.
I tried to warn him.
You put me on the spot, man.
I did not.
I did.
Oh, brother. All right, let's hear our Bible verse. Let's get something out of this episode that is worthwhile.
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24.
Oh yeah,
What
that's like that verse is a song, like
Oh, is
early
it?
2000s. There's like those old I Worship CDs that my church plays.
Oh.
It's a song. It's like a nice.
I just like
upbeat.
it as whatever happens in your day, that's how God intended it. Be content with it, because that's the Lord's vision. You got to send that song my way.
Okay, it's a snapper.
Yeah. I recently learned how to snap the other day.
Really? Let's hear it. That's not a snap, man.
Hang on.
I remember the day I learned how to snap.
Like this?
Your middle finger has to hit your hand. No, that doesn't count.
That's not a snap.
Nope. Way too much thuddage in that snap. Yeah, that's just thud. Just keep doing that really fast. I remember I'll wait until you're done.
I can't.
I remember in 6th grade, I figured out how to snap during class. Literally the rest of the day. I was ticking everybody off, but I knew how to snap. It was a great day. 6th grade.
I can't do it.
Yeah. What a time. But let's end.
I thought that was a
Something
pretty good episode.
Beautiful
considering we
episode.
had nothing to do.
We had nothing in correspondence. But
Yeah.
boom. What an episode. Thank you for joining us. And we might have an episode in a week after this. Let's leave it at that. Thank you for listening.